Every year, billions of people make a promise to themselves. Go to the gym more, read more books, learn a new skill. And every year, almost all of them fail. But this isn't a modern problem. This is a 4,000-year-old human pattern. It's a cycle of ambition and failure that stretches back to the very dawn of civilization. And back then, ancient people believed that breaking your New Year's promise came with terrifying consequences. So, why have we been failing at the same goal for millennia? The answer isn't just about willpower. It's about survival, power, and a fundamental misunderstanding of how change actually happens. Let's travel back in time, 4,000 years ago, to ancient Babylon. This is where the first recorded New Year's resolutions began. But these weren't about losing a few pounds. They were a matter of life and death. The Babylonians celebrated a massive 11-day festival called Akichu. During this festival, they made promises not to themselves but to their gods. They would return borrowed farm equipment, pay off their debts, and reaffirm their loyalty. Why? Because they believed that keeping these promises would earn them the favor of the gods. A good harvest, protection in battle, a healthy family, all of it depended on keeping their word. Breaking a vow wasn't just a personal failure. It was seen as directly angering the divine. Imagine the pressure. If your crops failed or your city was attacked, it could be because someone broke their New Year's promise. It wasn't self-improvement. It was a survival pact with the cosmos. The fear of divine punishment was the ultimate motivator. Now let's jump forward to the Roman Empire. The Romans took this tradition and turned it into a tool of social and political control. Their new year began in January, named after the two-faced god Janus, who looked both to the past and the future. On this day, Romans would make promises of good conduct for the coming year, not just to the gods, but to the emperor. These weren't private goals whispered in the dark. They were public declarations. Soldiers would swear new oaths of loyalty to the emperor, and citizens would promise to be better, more upstanding members of society. This created a powerful form of public pressure. A leader's reputation could be built or shattered based on whether they were perceived as keeping their vows. Resolutions became a performance, a way to signal virtue and loyalty. If you broke your resolution, you weren't just letting yourself down. You were showing disrespect to the gods, the emperor, and the entire social order. The stakes were incredibly high, linking personal change directly to public honor and power. As we move into the medieval period, the fear factor only intensifies. Resolutions became deeply intertwined with Christian faith and the concept of sin. Knights would take a vow of the peacock at the end of the Christmas season, placing their hands on a noble bird and swearing to perform great deeds of chivalry in the coming year. For the common person, a New Year's resolution was an oath made directly to God. It was a moral test. Breaking that oath wasn't just a slip-up. It was a sin that could jeopardize your soul. People genuinely believed that broken promises attracted misfortune, illness, and divine wrath. There was no room for "I'll try my best." You either succeeded and proved your piety, or you failed and risked eternal damnation. This wasn't about building better habits. It was a spiritual battleground where your very character was on trial. The weight of this belief system made resolutions a source of profound anxiety, not hopeful self-improvement. So what changed? Why did we go from fearing divine retribution to casually shrugging off our failed gym memberships by February? The answer lies in modern psychology. We now understand the science behind why we fail, and it has nothing to do with angry gods. Our brains are wired for immediate gratification. When you set a big, ambitious goal, your brain releases dopamine, making you feel good just for making the promise. But the hard work that follows doesn't provide that same instant reward. We run into the habit loop, a cue, a routine, and a reward. Our old bad habits are deeply ingrained neural pathways. To create a new one, you have to fight against your brain's natural tendency to take the path of least resistance. We consistently overestimate our willpower, believing that sheer determination is enough to overcome years of conditioning. The ancient Babylonians and medieval knights had an external fear gods, emperors, damnation. We are left alone with our own internal and often unreliable discipline. They feared what would happen if they failed. We are simply disappointed. This shift from external fear to internal psychology is the core of the modern resolution dilemma. And this brings us to the real 4,000-year-old reason why resolutions almost always fail. We've been making the exact same mistake since the time of Babylon. Whether we were promising to pay a debt to a god or promising ourselves to lose 20 pounds, we focus on the outcome, not the system. The Babylonians promised a result, paid debts. The Romans promised a result, good behavior. We promise a result, a finished novel, a promotion, a healthier body. But a goal is just a destination. It tells you where you want to go, but it doesn't give you the map to get there. The ancient world used fear as its map, fear of disaster, fear of social shame, fear of hell. While that's not a healthy motivator, it was a system, albeit a brutal one. In the modern world, we've removed the fear but haven't replaced it with an effective system. We say I will go to the gym 3 times a week instead of creating a system like I will put my gym clothes by my bed every night. So it's the first thing I see. We promise the what, but we completely ignore the how. Without a system, willpower is useless. It's like trying to build a house with just a hammer and a picture of the finished building. You're missing the blueprint, the materials, and the process. For 4,000 years, New Year's resolutions have survived the fall of empires, the birth of new religions, and the dawn of the scientific age. This ancient tradition has been a reflection of what humanity values most in each era: divine favor, social order, moral piety, and now personal optimization. But maybe the problem was never the resolution itself. Maybe the problem has always been how we as humans understand change. We look for a revolutionary moment, a single promise that will magically transform us, when real change is slow, systematic, and often unglamorous. It's not a promise made once a year. It's 100 small, consistent choices made every single day. The secret isn't in making a better promise, it's in building a better process. Thank you so much for watching. What's the one system you could build to support your goals this year? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into human behavior. See you next time.